Hey guys, welcome to Guyvergamingtv. Today we are going to be looking at some Farming Sim 19 news. Most of this is confirmed apparently, so yeah, let's get into it. So animals wise, we all know there's horses and dogs there. The horses are going to eat one of the new crops, which is oats. Apparently the horses can be ridden, so that could be interesting. And your dog is going to act as a buddy. Not too sure what this entails, whether it's just going to run around and follow you or it'll be able to do things for you, I don't know, but could be interesting. We'll see what goes on with that one. We have trying to look at my notes here. Right now, Giants say significant changes to the Giants engine. In my opinion, they're not really significant, but high dynamic range. So Giants have jumped on the bandwagon going with HDR. Doesn't bother me, to be honest. I don't have an HDR monitor, and I won't have for a long time, because at the minute HDR is a bit of a gimmick. Monitors are expensive. A lot of them have problems. Well, Windows 10 causes a lot of problems with HDR. And to be fair, not many games use it. Some of the high-end ones do, but not a lot, to be honest. Whether it'll take off or not, I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Like, it'll look nice, but we'll see. Other additions to the engine is they've now got proper blooming, global illumination. Like global illumination sounds pretty cool. So this now means that wherever the sun is going to cast the proper shadows and stuff. Also, that works for the crops and that. Now, if you look at some of the pictures, if I remember when I'm editing, I put them up there. You can see that the crops and that are actually casting shadows as well now. So that could be pretty cool and add that little bit of depth to the terrain and the graphics and that, which would be really nice. Light scattering, stuff coming through the trees and stuff. Dynamic eye adaptation. Now, I'm assuming that means when you're coming from inside to outside, or vice versa. When your eyes adapt, you know, it's a bit bright or a bit too dark stuff. I'm assuming it might be doing that. I'd love to see that in game, just to see if it's cool or it's bloody annoying. We'll have to see. Depth of field and color color grading. So basically, just upped what the graphics look like and that sort of stuff. So it should be interesting. I still want to see some in-game footage. You know, pictures are grand. Hold on a minute, I'll take my headset off. Pictures are okay, but I want to see it working in engine. Running smoothly and stuff, so we'll have to see how that goes. Right, maps wise, we are getting a new American map and a new European map. We've already seen bits of the US map, so it'd be interesting to see what this European one is. Also, what's going to be coming back is the let's see if I can get this right, Estancia Lepacho map. We'll be coming over to FS19, so that's going to get a full upgrade and rework and that, so that'll be quite cool. Not that I've ever played that one myself, but that should be nice. What else have we got? Vehicle brands. So the new Agco Fendt Ideal Combine Harvester is going to be in the game, so Agco and Fendt are going to be in. John Deere is now confirmed. I am hoping, fingers crossed, that pretty much the full range of John Deere's in there, which includes the tractors, combines, cultivators, you know, the whole works. I really hope that's all in there. Obviously the 7530 is going to be in it, because that's one of the die casts that you get with the limited edition, so that should be in game. And then with the limited edition as well, you get the John Deere Gator, so I'm assuming that might be limited only. I don't know. Fingers crossed I'm going to get the limited edition as well, guys, and do an unboxing on that. We'll have to see. Case Cotton Harvesters are going to be in there, so obviously Case as a manufacturer will be in. Now apparently there's no Class going to be in. A little disappointed, because I quite like some of the Class tractors. And the combines are really nice as well. So we're just going to have to wait for the modders for that one, guys, unfortunately. It may change in the future, but this is at the minute, so we'll have to see. The mission system's been revised. Don't know what that entails yet. And your character will be fully customizable now, which entails body, clothing, hair, face, that sort of stuff. So pretty much up to the standard of most other games these days. So that'd be really cool. Clothing wise would be really interesting, because if you can pick what clothes you want, I'm hoping they're going to chuck a wee bit of advertising in there, so you can have maybe a New Holland overalls on, or a Class t-shirt, well not a Class t-shirt, but John Deere t-shirt or hat or something like that. That'd be pretty cool if they can do all that sort of stuff. New mechanics have been put in the game, so when you drive over crops and that now, it'll flatten them and they'll pop back up again. Grass and that could be quite cool. Not too sure about the crops though. If you drive over a crop, it should be flat, you know what I mean? I would have preferred it if it flattened and stayed there, instead of it being destroyed like it is at the minute with the crop destruction. But again, I need to see this in game to see if it works and blends in. There's going to be wildlife in there, so random deer running across your fields and rabbits and stuff like that, probably depending on the region that you're farming in, to be fair. There's going to be birds and that flying around. They're also going to follow your seed drill and stuff, so that'll put a bit more realism in. A little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Character to the game, I suppose. And also there's going to be weed control. Now, I know there's a sort of weed control in FS17, but that really only gives it like another fertilization level. So I don't know whether you're going to physically see the weeds on the fields now, and then that means you're going to have to go in there and, you know, use your weeder to get rid of these weeds and stuff, or if it's going to stump the growth, things like that. We'll have to see, but that's going to be really interesting as well to see what goes on with that one. And the big one that he announced was you can now build your own farm. So that's quite interesting too. So it comes in further down the line, I'll tell you in a bit, but the building your own farm bit sounds pretty cool and interesting to me. A bit like Farmer's Dynasty sort of thing by the sounds of it. Let's have a look. So there's a few mods that are also put in the game naturally that has been out as a mod before. So you've got your dynamic hoses and stuff, so your pipes, hydraulics, electrical and air hoses now connect from the tractor to implements. So that can be anything from your hydraulic and hoses to, you know, your cultivators to raise them and lower them, all the way to say you are doing some fertilizing. You've got a sprayer on the back, and then you've got your reserve tank on the front. You're now going to have a pipe coming from your reserve tank across the frame and to the back tank. So that's quite cool, adds a bit more depth to it. I'm hoping that you have to get out of your tractor and, you know, link them up and stuff. That'll be really cool. A bit like what Cattle and Crops does. You can get out and open things and click hoses and stuff to that, so that'd be pretty cool. And again, the dynamic hoses and that are just like Euro Truck and American Truck Simulator at the minute. They've got the dynamic hoses on there and stuff. Look really cool. Add a bit, and they'll add more to Farming Sim, I think, because you can drive on the outside view, whereas American Truck and that's a little bit hard, but on this you can drive on outside view. So I think it'll add a bit more visual niceness to the game. Multiplayer, you can have up to 8, I think it is now actually. My notes actually have 4, but I think I read it's up to 8 players in multiplayer now. And each player will have their own bank account, own farms, own vehicles. So that lends itself really well to let's plays where you can help each other out. Say, like me and Ramp Mark 4 want to do a let's play together. Say he has his farm and he wants to do animals. I have my farm and I just want to do crops and stuff. I can do the silage and all that for him. Or I can flog him crops and that for his animals and stuff. And he can maybe sell me milk for something, I don't know. Or fertiliser. He can flog me fertiliser for my field. So you can have stuff like that as well. I really hope that they actually have the ability to hire other players. So say I've got a big job on, huge field needs harvesting. I need somebody to come and drive the tractor to collect the grains. I'm really hoping that I could hire Ramp to come down, say charge him, I don't know, $10 an hour, or give him $10 an hour to help me. And then, you know, when he's finished, like say tick a box or something and say he's not hired by me anymore, and I'll stop paying him. That would be really cool. especially if you have up to 8 players, you could hire guys in to do stuff. That'd be really nice. So I'm hoping there'd be a slight economy in there as well, especially if you get your own servers, because the multiplayer on the normal stuff was so unstable, it was unreal. It was just so laggy. If you rented your own server, then it was pretty good, but otherwise it was naff. So fingers crossed they've got that sorted as well. So obviously with building your own farmhouses, you can now spawn in them farmhouses like most of the other maps that are out now for the modders. You'll always spawn in your farmhouse, which is better than a field in the middle of nowhere. So that is a good, cool thing. Also, what I'm going to do with the spawning, with building of farmhouses and placeables, the terrain now adjusts to the buildings you put down. So say Farming Sim 17 now, when you put a building down, if the terrain's slightly uneven, you might get a concrete post like a foot or two below the building, and so your building's sort of floating in midair. Well, now they have apparently adjusted the terrain so it will actually blend in with the building. I'm hoping it's going to blend in smoothly and not just be a right angle or something up to the building. I'm hoping if you put it on slightly uneven ground or uneven ground, it's going to blend it in nicely so you can still get vehicles and that up in there easily. Again, yeah, it has to be seen. I'd love to see examples of most of this on a video from Giants, but we'll have to see. Again, multiplayer, you can have your own 2 livestock farmers or whatever you wanted. They've now got it so that rain doesn't enter your vehicles or buildings when it's raining, which is cool. They've masked it off finally. A lot of games do this when you're building now. Should have been done a long time ago. Wildlands, for instance, that I'm let's playing eventually get back to it. That you can build a roof on it and the rain will stop immediately and it'll only come in where the hole is, you know, that sort of stuff. So it's about time they did it, to be honest. In this day and age, it shouldn't be hard to do. Now this one is a little confusing to me. I'm not sure how it works. Again, I would need to see this in action. In FS19, you don't buy the fields, you buy a section of the map. The only thing I can think of is if, say, your field backs onto a forest, you will get either the forest or a section of that forest as well. And the same goes for meadows. If your field backs onto a meadow that isn't technically owned, then you get that as well. I'm hoping it's still boxed out so you can see what you're actually buying and it doesn't just say you've bought this field and a forest. I would like it to be sectioned out to show you what you get. I'm not sure about this. If you're a farmer, you buy a field, you know what I mean? You don't buy a field, a forest, and the pub that's next door, sort of thing. I want to see how this works on a map. I want to see a map of the stuff laid out and what you actually buy for this until I'm convinced that it's going to work right. Inside your vehicles now, buttons and pedals now move, so if you flick your headlights on, the toggle switch, I'm hoping it's going to move and stuff. Nice touch, I like it, it's going to be cool. New fertilizer, you can now spread lime. Yep, cool, great, love it. And again, your character customization there as well. Your new crops are the oats and the cotton. There's no VR capability, but that, to be honest, doesn't really bother me because I still have just the old DK2 headset of the Oculus Rift, which I use for the odd thing. As long as head tracking that's still supported. So I have my track IR and stuff for my Euro truck and that. As long as that's still supported and it works well, that's class, love it. AI has been improved. We'll see how improved that is because they said that from 15 to 17 and it wasn't that improved. There is now a real sky, so what that technically means is the moon and the sun will traverse the sky as the day goes on, so that's quite cool. Again, that'll come into the dynamic lighting and stuff like that, so as the sun going across, the shadows will move and stuff. Nice touch, love it. Again, this day and age should already be done, but that is quite cool. So I think that's about it for confirmed stuff. If I missed anything, guys, chuck it down below in the comments. If you have any questions, ask. I'll see if I can find out the information for you. So next up, we'll do some unconfirmed rumours that are knocking about. Now this is from content creators that went to FarmCon and came back and have apparently said, you know, this and this. apparently you'll be able to name your horses and maybe care for them or train them, stuff like that. So train them up to be racing horses or work horses or something like that. Apparently there's a new animal system in it, so this is going to be interesting. I would like to see how this works. Your farmer is now animated, something called subsidy rendering. So when you brake or turn in a vehicle, he's going to, you know, move with the vehicle. Again, shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, Euro Truck 2 simulates the suspension on a lorry, you know, on your cab. So when you brake, the cab will move and stuff. I'm assuming it's the same sort of thing as that, just attached to a human body. The shop for buying your vehicles now is going to be 3D, so it's as if you're going to be stood in the showroom looking at the vehicle. That's quite cool, and it's also going to have real-time changes on that. So if you're swapping the tyres or putting twin wheels on or something, it'll show you that physically in front of you. That'll be really nice. I like that. That would be cool. Now there are pictures of that actually knocking about. Oh, speaking of that, actually, there's another thing. The vehicle is now going to I don't know why I missed this, to be fair. Your vehicle will now degrade in power, so over its use the vehicle's engine power will drop, and they're gonna do what do they call it? Oh no, that's further up. Yeah, no, ignore that, I'll get to that in a minute. In fact, no, we'll do it now. So, over the time, your vehicle's power is going to drop off, so as you get closer to when it needs servicing, the power won't be as much. Also, along with that, the paint apparently is going to start wearing off and that, so you'll get chips, you'll see metal or rust in that, which again shouldn't be too hard. It's just another layer over the skin, you know what I mean? So hopefully you'll have your normal skin, then you'll have the rust and shine and all that, and you'll have the mud and stuff. So the mud and the rust one should be able to come in at the same time, and stay there. So when you wash the vehicle, obviously that layer is going to still be there and keep getting worse, and then the mud will be coming off on and off of that, unless you have the ability to restore your tractor maybe. As well as servicing it, there may be a restoration part of the game, which would be pretty cool. Maybe you could knock up a shed and put a restoration tool in there or something like that, so you could take it in there and restore it and whatnot. That'll be really interesting to see if that works. Apparently they're going to try and implement windscreen wipers, so volumetric rain is going to be there. That goes along with the actual clouds and stuff, with the weather system. The clouds and that are going to be voxel based apparently. So there are 3D clouds, they'll change colour when there's rain coming and stuff, and hopefully you can see that rain coming towards you. That'll be cool. That actually is confirmed with the clouds and that. So I'm assuming if they're doing that, they want the rain to settle on your vehicle and onto your windscreen and stuff, so they will need to try and implement the wipers. Again, shouldn't be hard to do. Euro Truck and that do it, so we'll just have to see how they do. There's apparently going to be different starting levels, so you can start with a farm, everything on, some cash, all that sort of stuff. You can do maybe just a farm with a lot of money and then buy your own equipment, or you can start with nothing. That could be interesting to see if they implement that and how they do it. That could be really, really cool. And then they've tweaked the physics and stuff, so less things go airborne, so if you put something down it doesn't shoot into the air and stuff like that. Again, it's not really a feature, that should just be an improvement on the game in my opinion. Well, yeah, I think that is about it, guys, for the information. Everything seems pretty cool on that hand. I'm liking what they're saying, but I really want to see. I really want to see in-game footage. I don't want to see a CGI video of a flipping intro or anything like that. I want to see in-game footage of it actually working and in practice, and some more information. To me, there seems to be very little information coming out. FonCon didn't really give a lot of info. Maybe they're waiting for Gamescom or something, I don't know, but it just seems to be trickling out to me. I really want more information about this, especially as it's out in a few months, you know what I mean? I want to see a lot more information come out within the next month or two, and I want to see in-game footage. But yeah, that's it, guys. Hope the information was handy. Any comments, questions, you know, chuck them down below. Please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you liked it or did not like it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that with your bell so that you get notifications of when new stuff comes on the channel. If you want, also go on to my Twitch page and follow that for any live streams and stuff. My Twitter, Facebook, they're all on here somewhere. And also go along to Ramped Mark 4. I think he's on the page somewhere as well. Follow him. He streams 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, and also has YouTube for all his old streams as well. So please go follow that and all. And thank you for watching, guys. Hope this helped you, and see you on the forum.